We live in an era where greatness is discouraged, and every opportunity will be given to the person who is the least offensive. Any person who has any degree of excellence in any field is going to be hated by some, is going to be offensive to some people. But we live in a culture where every position, every opportunity, it's important to the gatekeepers of those institutions that the people they fill those roles with, not that they be great or that they excel, but simply that they should be inoffensive. And so you end up with the most milquetoast, intensely mediocre, pathetic people in positions of power and significance. And no one really has any competence or capacity to do anything. Everyone is impotent because we're selecting for impotence. People don't care if you're good at something. People care if you just keep your head down and don't make them look bad, or you don't get into trouble. Any true scientist, any true pursuer of truth is going to crack some eggs in their effort to make an omelet. And those people are going to be the only ones who are willing to not walk on eggshells. But that's not what the world wants. The world wants people who are going to walk on eggshells, who are going to be very polite and very professional, quote unquote professional. We value professionalism. You said things a little too bluntly in yesterday's Zoom call. We'd like to set up a meeting with HR to discuss these things further with you. Let's circle back and make sure we touch base on your comments in yesterday's meeting. It's dead. It's society is so dead. We have this dead state of being where everyone is just, and no one can say what they actually think unless they have been so browbeaten, unless they're so low testosterone or soulless that they have nothing of significance to say. The only things you're allowed to say are empty words. Yeah, there's free speech in America. You can say anything you want in any context as long as you're not really saying anything. As long as you're just putting together a crafty sequence of sentences that signals that you're part of the group and that you're pro-social and pro-system. But all the people in history who made great discoveries, anyone who made real leaps forward, they were outlaws. They were people who didn't care about the status quo or vehemently opposed it. And so society, by its nature, forces those people to the outskirts, to the fringes. The institutions in Western civilization are all full of impotent, pathetic people. They're mimics. They lack originality. If they ever had a soul to begin with, they have sold it or degraded it to the point that it may as well not exist. There's no fire in them. There's no light in their eyes. They're just very efficient, and they're very good at writing little emails and saying the right words in a Zoom meeting and having the right facial expressions and saying the same things to their colleagues. If you ever work in corporate America, you will see, and I'm sure it's no different in other countries, nobody says anything with sincerity. When somebody says something to you, you very quickly will see they're not saying it because of some genuine stroke of a need to say the truth that they felt in their soul. They're saying it because they think that that's the sequence of words that is most likely to help them get what they want. Everybody wants something. They think they want something. They think they want to get somewhere, get to some kind of status or money or career or whatever it is they're after. If you meet someone who's sincere, you got to hold on to those people, because they are 1 in a million. But the fact that this is how the system is set up, it is a vicious cycle that perpetuates itself. Because mediocre, brain-dead, soulless people being in positions of power breeds more mediocrity and leads to more of those types of people being in more positions of power. There's an entire laptop class in America of people who find ways to make themselves busy, but contribute nothing, basically nothing, to anything. Do not produce anything of value, and in fact, very often are a net drain on whatever system they're participating in. Consultants, executives, analysts, marketing professionals. The entire field of marketing is completely fake, by the way. The art of marketing is the art of making something seem like other than what it is, which is effectively a lie. So the best marketers are, by definition, the best liars. And if you have a company and you have marketing people working for you, you should understand not only that they are hopefully marketing your product to the world, but they are also marketing themselves to you. And they're using all the same little tricks to show you why they're important and why they're necessary, and they need more staff working for them, and they need a bigger budget. Because look at all these metrics. We have all these metrics. Look at all these numbers and graphs. Engagements are up. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed the numbers only ever go up? Have you ever considered the possibility that they have ways of manipulating the numbers and presenting them in a way that ensures they always look good? Have you ever considered why the marketing people that work for your company never, when they give their annual presentation, they never show numbers that go down? They never show anything that declines or that makes them look bad. Just a funny little coincidence. But this isn't just marketing. This is every field. This is government. This is nonprofits. This is every corporation. And you have this inversion too. I've seen this over and over again now, where some of the most competent people are actually at the bottom rung of the ladder. And this is not some like retarded Marxist critique where it's like, oh, the workers are inherently better. No, I'm saying competence matters. Skill, productivity, output, these things do matter for a company. But I've seen this where the most capable people are actually at the bottom. And the system is set up in such a way to reward inferiors to be their superiors in the hierarchy. The people who have positions of power in corporations are spineless cowards, and they rule effectively over better men than them for a number of reasons. One, it's because some person who hired that person felt that the spineless coward was the least offensive. But they're the least of everything. They're the least of anything. They have no traits. They have nothing original. Whatever individuality this person had when they were born is now completely gone. So it's just a soulless zombie. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a soulless zombie. They can just say the right words to sound professional and write professional sounding emails and sound confident in Zoom meetings. But you do end up with this inversion where some of the most competent people, but it's also some of the most competent people, they begin to see that the system is so corrupt and so perverted that they actually don't want to be in positions of authority, because it would require them to participate in a system that they know instinctively would destroy their soul. And so they lay low and they just work some mindless job at the bottom of the ladder. Ayn Rand was wrong about some things, many things, but John Galt was right in his actions.